Hi, I'm young Campher, student ID 10000017327, and this is Unit Standard 5151, Care for Caged Birds Video Assessment. Okay, so we're going to remove a budgie from its cage. The first thing you want to do is ensure that all doors and windows are closed and secured. For obvious reasons, because as soon as you open that, the budgie can escape, and that will be obviously a major problem. And then before we actually take the budgie out of the cage, we want to remove some of the excess furniture, like the perches and toys, honey bells and water and feed containers that won't be necessary in the cage with us removing it, just making it easier to actually catch the bird and less chances of the bird injuring itself. So this is what we'll do first. Remove the water and feed. And some toys. And maybe an extra perch that the bird doesn't really need at this time or use that often. And if you can't remove it, just lay it flat on the bottom, and that just makes it so much easier to get it out of the cage. And the next step, if it's a tame bird or budgie, in this case, you can just use your bare hands, which this is not. This is Ernie. He's pretty young, he's pretty wild, he's not really been handled before, and we've only really actually caught him a couple of times before, so this will only be his third or fourth time being caught. So we'll use a light tea towel that's been cleaned and disinfected, obviously, and we're going to try and use this to catch him and cover him from the back to get him out for examination and further assessment and procedures. What you want to do is keep the wings together, and then just place a finger, your index and thumb, on either side of the head, just to support the head, and keep it a little bit outstretched like that. And of course, budgie can bite as much as he won't really hurt anyone. And we've got him reasonably secured there and ready for an examination of either the body, face, feet or keel or anything like that. And that's how we remove a budgie from the cage and restrain it for examination. So when we want to do a nail trim on a bird, or a budgie in this case, you obviously still have it in the restrained position like that. As you can see, Ernie here is not very happy with being restrained, but we've got him restrained there, and his belly, keel and feet are exposed and available. And to do the nail trimming on that, we can gently just put your finger in there and extend it like that, and preferably have a second person just assist you with that and do the nail trimming, and then do the same on the other side, while still holding the head in place and supporting the body of the bird, ideally keeping the head always higher than the rest of the body. And that's how we would do a nail trim. Doing a wing clip is it's not that hard, but if it's something you haven't done before, ideally have someone that has done it before or a vet assist you with this. And still in the restrained position, having the head and the body supported and extended as such. He's still got his belly and keel free. He's not happy with us holding this like this, so we're going to keep this short. We don't want to distress him too much. So what you do is you extend the wing as such, and you can see the secondary feathers over there overlapping the primary feathers. So what you want to do is you want to start from this end over here and keep about 2 or 3 feathers close to the body, and then start trimming them down, the primary feathers there, about a centimetre, 18 millimeters from the base, all the way to the end, leaving the last 2 or 3 feathers, just so it looks nice and it still has some cover for the bird. And that's how we would do the null trim, the wing clip. Okay, so when expecting the breast of the bird, or the keel area and the muscles surrounding that, same position again, just have its head and neck restrained as such. He's obviously not happy being in this position. It's a wild budgie, but we've got him restrained, and pulling the feathers apart there and just having a feel there, you can actually feel the keel bone, but it's definitely not very obvious. So in this case, this is a reasonably healthy bird. He's got a reasonable good layer of fat and muscle over there. Both sides of the keel bone feel muscled and healthy, and this is obvious because it's only a wee young little budgie, this, but he seems very, very healthy. So when we're going to administer oral medication, as with wing clipping and null clipping, ideally you would want to have someone else just help you, because it can be tricky, especially if it's a wee youngster and a wild bird like this. In this case we got him reasonably well restrained, so whether using a syringe or a pipette, make sure that you've got all your stuff ready, not to give the bird any more distress than it already has, and have the medicine that you're going to administer ready. And then what you want to do is you want to go and hold the head secure and the neck extended. Remember, especially with budgies, very small, don't apply too much pressure or hurt. And then just on the side of the beak there, and generally they are quite happy to take something, you just put it in the side of the beak there and administer it in very slow, short dosages, and there we go. That's how we would administer oral medication to a bird. Bigger birds, obviously a wee bit easier, but a lot stronger. So returning the bird to the cage, really the same kind of thing. You just want to make sure that when you put the bird in, not to just let go and drop it right down, put it down gently. It's going to be distressed and a little bit alarmed. It's not happy what it went through just then, but it's safe, it's in the cage, the cages are secure, everything's in place as it should be, and he's going to be a wee bit upset. So what you want to do is you want to keep an eye on the bird for at least maybe 30 minutes or so. Don't go and have a cup of tea or coffee. It actually means keeping an eye on the bird every 5-10 minutes, just keeping an eye. So he's opening up the wings. He's extremely hot at the moment, and that happens. The heart rate and everything went up so much, and they are just quite distraught, especially with Ernie here. He's like I mentioned, a wild budgie. He's never been handled before. This is only his third practice run, and he's not happy being handled. So, but it went well, I think, and we'll just give him 30 minutes or so to calm down. What we'll do is we'll cover the cage, leave him alone, and we'll go from there. Just before then, the way that we provide feed and water for Ernie, or any other bird in this cage, is in this particular cage, it's just given in a container, plastic containers like that, which we've cleaned and sterilized before. If you don't have sterilization, just diluted soapy water, hot water, make sure you rinse it properly, and make sure you dry it properly afterwards. We'll just replace the toys and the feeding purge we took off earlier. Of course, we don't want to come back and distress Ernie anymore. That's how his feed and water is supplied. That's the feed that we're feeding Ernie at the moment. He's got fresh fruit and veg twice a day. He had that before. I'm going to save that as a treat. Hopefully he will forgive me afterwards if we give that to him, and we can move on. And that's how we handle the bird.